Hey guys, welcome back to another very interesting video of our channel Versatile Knowledge, and in this video I'm going to be telling you guys about the LG G8X ThinQ. As you can see, this is my LG G8X ThinQ and I'll be doing the final review of the LG G8X ThinQ in 2021, and I'll also be telling you guys, should you buy this smartphone in 2021, especially with all these 5G and 4G discussions going around. So I'll actually start this discussion by talking about the price of this device. I have made down the notes as well guys, and the price of the LG G8X ThinQ right now is somewhere around 25,999 rupees, and it keeps varying between 25 to 30,000 rupees. Yesterday I saw it was around 30,000 rupees. Today it is somewhere around 25,999 rupees. In that price range, which are the other premium mid-range devices or really good flagship devices is something that I want to tell you guys. The devices that is present in that price range is the OnePlus Nord that is present at around 25 to 30,000, and there is the Realme X7 Pro which was recently launched, which has 5G and which also has a really good 120Hz Super AMOLED display as well. And also we have the Realme X50 Pro which was in sale for somewhere around 29-30,000 rupees, which has Snapdragon 865 top of the line processor, 5G and everything. It has super fast 65 watt charging and all those things. There is also the devices such as the Mi 10T which is currently retailing at 29,999, and also we have the Realme X2 Pro which is again an old device, and also we have Vivo V20 Pro which is at around 29,000 rupees. So these are some of the devices which I want to discuss that is present in 25 to 30,000 rupee price range. And what makes this device stand out in my opinion is actually the design and the form factor. So that is what something that I would want to discuss in the first point. First, I'll actually discuss only the pros of this device, and later I'll be talking about the cons of the LG G8X ThinQ, and finally I'll also tell you guys whether it is worth to invest on this right away. You guys would have already known, if you are a regular subscriber or a regular watcher of our channel, that this is something that I have actually got repaired. The device actually had dropped. There was a crack in the middle of the screen, and because of which I got the repair. I've done two separate videos about how this device actually cracked and how this device actually got repaired as well. Basically, this has a Corning Gorilla Glass 6 base protection on the front on both the displays, and also we have the Corning Gorilla Glass 5 base protection on the back surface, and also it has an aluminum frame. And with both the case and the phone, the device weighs somewhere over 300 grams, but with just a phone itself it is somewhere around 180 or 190 grams, which is just fine. And to hold the device for single hand usage is extremely comfortable, but if you're using with both the case and phone, it is something which is very bulky. But it is a head turner guys. As you can see, if you're using these two displays, it is really a head turner. This is something that I would feel is the biggest advantage of the LG G8X ThinQ. I would just stick to the point that this is a unique device. You can't just complain about anything else when the device is such unique. So that is the point that I would want to make. The design and the form factor and the way this device is just made is something that makes it stand out from other devices in the crowd. On paper, it is actually having a military grade standard 810G base protection, Gorilla Glass protection, and whatever. Glass is glass, and glass actually breaks, and you guys need to put tempered glass on all the surfaces if you're using both the devices. Even the Apple ceramic shield, after like a 3 or 4 drops, and if you're a heavy or rough user, will actually crack. That is something that you would need to know and keep in mind. You need to use a tempered glass. I would be linking in the description below about a tempered glass that I use on my LG G8X ThinQ. As you can see, I have applied the tempered glass myself guys on all the surfaces, which is fantastic. It just costs 350 rupees. It is present on this surface also, it is present on this surface also, it is present on here, and also the tempered glass is present on this surface as well. So that is about the design and build quality and the form factor of this device, which is a huge advantage for this device. Let's talk about the second point, which is the display. So display is basically OLED guys. We have 3 different displays. We have a small monochrome OLED display that is present on the front, where we will get the notifications, caller ID, some mail is present, that mail icon will be present. If you have got a WhatsApp message, that WhatsApp icon will be present, and a lot of things will be displayed over there. And we have the 2 different normal displays, which is the main display of the smartphone, and also we have the secondary display which is present in this case. Both of the displays are OLED. In fact, all of these displays are OLED, and the quality of the displays is just fantastic. It is a 6.4-inch OLED display guys, and display is made by LG itself. Obviously, if you guys know, LG is also one of the top suppliers of display for other smartphone manufacturers as well. And the display is actually called as GOLED, which is a glass organic light emitting diode. A lot of users had actually complained about the black crush or something, but on my unit I have not actually seen any black crush issues on the display that is present on this device. It is a fantastic display. Device actually has a HDR10 support, and if you guys know, recently that YouTube has rolled out an update with the help of which you can watch 4K videos natively on any smartphone. If you're having a full HD plus device, you can easily watch any 4K videos on the device itself. So that 4K videos looks really sharp. You can actually notice the quality difference when you're playing the 1080p videos and when you're playing the 4K videos on YouTube. It is a 1080p panel, it is not a quad HD panel or something. If you guys know, LG was one of the pioneers in the display technology to put a quad HD panel on their devices. Previous device, the LG G7 and the LG G6, LG V30, LG V20, all the devices had a quad HD panel, but this device for some reason has a full HD panel. Maybe that is because they wanted to put two devices or two displays which is of a similar quality. That's why they have put a full HD panel or something, and it is actually fine. I don't notice really a lot of difference. It is just a 60 Hz refresh rate display, guys. It is not a high refresh rate device or something. I'm not a huge fan of refresh rate or high refresh rate or something. If it is present on a device, for example, I'm using the Mi 10i, and 120 Hz refresh rate is just a good to have feature. It is not something that I would like to, put it on the top of my list as a must have feature or something. So let's talk about the third point about this device, which is the performance. I've been using it for last 6 months, guys. In the middle, I have not used this device for like 50 days because it was dropped and it was going on a repair. But after that, I just put my SIM again and I've been using it. And one thing that I've noticed is there is no lags whatsoever. So the performance of Snapdragon 855 on this device is fantastic. It is a 7nm processor, if you guys know. I've played PUBG with the high graphics settings and I'm easily getting somewhere around 50 to 55 frames per second. If you guys have not seen our PUBG review for this device, we have done recently, you can go ahead and check out. And also I've played the Call of Duty Mobile as well on this device, and also it plays just fine. Overall, the quality of the gaming on this device is absolutely fantastic for a mobile device. For day-to-day transactions, you will not feel any lags or stutters in the UI. Twitters, Instagrams, Reddit, Snapchats, Facebook Messenger, Google Discover feed, normal applications like YouTube, WhatsApp, or whatever messages or messaging application you use, you will not feel that lags or stutters when you are using the device. And in WhatsApp, sometimes if you guys have observed, if you're sending like some 500 photos, you can send 30 photos at a time on WhatsApp. Like that, if you send a lot of times, WhatsApp also starts lagging. So that is something I just test on a lot of devices when I buy or review the devices, and on this device this has come out to be really good. Now let's talk about the fifth important advantage of this device, that is the software of this device. Well, this device actually comes with the Android 10 with LG UI on it. LG UI has matured a lot from the last 1 year. Previously, if you guys have seen my old videos, I had actually done a video about where is LG failing, and in that video I had mentioned that LG UI is something that is actually hampering the overall user experience a lot, because the UI was just pathetic. It was so cartoonish and it was so funky. The overall user experience was hampering even though the hardware was fantastic. But now it has fixed to like somewhere around 70 to 80%, guys. The UI is fantastic, and you would not believe, since it is having two different displays, the software optimization and the amount of customizations and options that is present in the LG UI is just beautiful. Native screen recording, check. Native audio recording, check. LG's default keyboard, where you can actually enlarge the keyboard on this surface and use it here, fantastic. It has no bugs whatsoever. You can actually expand the keyboard, keep number pad here and keep alphabet pad here. There are very limited amount of bugs that can be identified overall in the user interface. LG actually has taken the inspiration from One UI, which is Samsung's One UI, and have made their UI, which is, I think, is not a bad thing as far as this UI is optimized well for this device. Even though it is running on Android 10 and has a very old security patch, I don't care as long as it is not breaking any features and it is working fine on my device. Call quality is fantastic, native messaging experience is fantastic, but one thing is I don't like the themes that is present in the LG UI, guys. Overall, the software experience of this device is fantastic, guys. Now let's talk about the cameras on this device, which is another flagship feature of the LG G8X ThinQ. So if you talk about the devices in the price range of around 25 to 30,000 rupees, EIS is common, but this device has optical image stabilization, the two in 4K 60 FPS mode. Generally what happens is, in 4K 30 FPS you won't get optical image stabilization. Generally the EIS will cut short at 1080p 60 FPS, and also there will be no stabilization present on the front camera. This device also has an EIS on the front camera and also can record 4K 30 FPS from the front camera as well, which is a fantastic thing in my opinion. There is no nonsense 2 megapixel depth sensor, 2 megapixel macro cameras. There is no high resolution cameras or something. It has pure 12 megapixel normal camera, 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, 32 megapixel selfie camera. That's it. 12 megapixel normal camera, fantastic photographs. The quality of the photographs that is taken from the LG G8X ThinQ is fantastic. If you guys are seeing the photos that is taken from this device, it looks crazy good, guys. I've taken a lot of videos on this device as well, and this looks fantastic. The videos both from the normal camera and the ultra wide angle camera as well as from the front camera looks fantastic, guys. And also one important advantage of this device is this has internal ASMR based recording, and one important advantage advantage as a creator I would like is that the default camera application supports external microphone, which is a huge advantage, guys. I've seen a lot of devices from Xiaomi. Default camera application does not support the external microphone. Even I've observed it on OnePlus Nord, I guess. The default camera application does not support the external microphone, but this device actually does it, and it is a huge advantage for me. I actually love that feature. The night mode is very good. The amount of features that is present on the camera application is also just fantastic as well. Another advantage that I would actually feel is I've seen a lot of people commenting this in the recent times from the last 7 to 8 months on my videos that don't recommend Chinese phones, so please don't recommend Chinese phones or something like that. And if you're actually someone who falls in that bracket where you actually do not like the Chinese devices, you don't want to buy Vivo, Oppo, Realme, Xiaomi, OnePlus or something, then this is certainly an option that would put you in the 20 to 30,000 rupees price range. In 20 to 30,000 rupees price range, there are very limited phones which are not Chinese. So now let's talk about the cons on this device, guys. I want to make this video as unbiased as possible. Even though I love this device to the core, there are things that this device can actually improve. So the first disadvantage or the first con of this device is it does not support the wideband L1 on the Amazon Prime Video application. On Netflix application, it can play full HD videos, guys, but on Amazon Prime Video, it just does not play the full HD videos. I have had a terrible experience watching series on Amazon Prime Video on this device, so I just switched to my other device and watched. Even though the display quality is fantastic, it does not have the wideband L1 on the Amazon Prime Video application. I'm not sure when will software get updated and you will get wideband L1 on Amazon Prime Video. You just can't believe on the software front of that. Second thing is there is a hardware issue with this device, that is the focus distance from the front camera is actually far. So if you keep your phone very near to your face and try to take selfies, focus will not be on your face, a little bit far from your face and take these selfies, because the focus distance of the front camera is far. You can actually fix it by installing Google Camera, which actually fixed this issue by somewhere around 50%. I did not feel that the issue was completely fixed even with Google Camera. If you guys have not seen my Google Camera video, you should have to go and check out that video. I've actually explained it clearly that the focus issue gets solved by just 50%. It does not solve 100% of the focus issue. Third disadvantage of this device is the software support of LG is just unknown. On the LG's official website, it mentions that the Android 11 will come in the first half of 2021. You will also see a lot of articles on the internet which says LG's mobile business is shutting down. They are actually the pioneers of a lot of things, if you guys know. 32-bit hi-fi quad DAC, fantastic on this device. Stereo speakers, fantastic on this device. LG was one of the first devices to put ultra-wide angle camera. LG was one of the first devices to put the quad HD displays. But they could not just stick on to one idea and polish it. They just try to jump from one idea to another idea, and now they are in the middle of nowhere about their smartphone business. So now let's talk about another disadvantage that I felt about LG G8X ThinQ is the charging department and battery. Well, it has a 4000 mAh battery, and just for the single phone or the single screen itself, the 4000 mAh battery is just fine. You will get somewhere around 4.5 to 5 hours of screen on time easily. If you're using dual screen like me, then you will have to actually charge it at the end of the day itself at around 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. because this device has a 4000 mAh battery, and it actually cannot drive two screens. That is my personal experience, guys. You guys tell me, how is your experience with respect to the battery life on the LG G8X ThinQ? And also just let me know, are you guys using the LG G8X ThinQ as a single phone, or you are using with the dual screen case or something? And the next disadvantage about the LG G8X ThinQ is with respect to the 5G thing. It has a Snapdragon 855, which is a 4G processor, and it is not 5G ready. I would like to actually think in a different perspective altogether. I'm not caring about 5G at this moment in India. The last auction that happened in March was also for the 4G auction. It was not a 5G auction. 5G auction has not yet happened. The 5G auction might happen in the end of 2021. If you saw a recent news, it says that the 5G infrastructure or the things that is required to set up 5G in India is still not ready. It might be ready in the first half of 2022 is something they are telling. So that means the auction might happen in 2021 end, and the rollout of 5G might start in 2022. That is somewhere in February or March of 2022, which is just 1 year from today. It will come in metropolitan cities like Bangalore, Chennai, Bombay, Delhi. After 6 months of time, you will get in the tier 2 cities. Again, after 6 months of time, you will get in tier 3 cities. So whole 5G coverage in India might happen in 2024 if I'm not wrong. As far as the past data is concerned, 4G came in India in 2012 and the Geo revolution happened in 2016. I'm trying to connect the dots here. It took a huge time of 4 years for 4G to get revolutionized or to get democratized everywhere. So if 5G needs to get democratized, let's consider it will take half the time, because more technological advancement the country has made. 5G gets announced in 2022. It will take at least 2024 for the full-fledged 5G to come to India. So that's why I do not care. And if you are someone who is looking for a smartphone in 20 to 30,000 rupees price range, this is something that you can actually consider, because of the fact that it has the dual screen display. This is probably the biggest advantage of this device. You will get to see something new. You can actually take a selfie over here and preview the image over here right away. You can use this phone as a gamepad, which is a huge feature, I would feel. Also, you can use as a large keyboard over here. That is another advantage I would actually feel. When you're actually playing some music, you can keep this on a table and just watch the movies or just watch music, which I actually feel is an advantage that other devices do not provide in this price segment. If you are someone who is okay with the things that I have mentioned in the cons of this device and would want to experience something new, LG G8X ThinQ is certainly a good phone even today in 2021. So if you guys have liked this video, please hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more interesting and amazing content like this one. Thank you for watching, guys.